What is up, all my Pokemon lovers out there? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how my collection goals have changed even within this year. If you guys have been following this channel from the beginning, you know how much change has happened. With that all being said, let's get into today's video. So when I first started this channel, I was pretty new to the hobby. I wanted this channel to mainly be opening up packs and doing Costco hauls and Walmart hauls and all that stuff. But as I dove deeper into the YouTube space, I saw that there was so many different avenues and areas where I found interest, like investing, collecting, and just showing off your collection as well, challenges. So today I was thinking, how has my goals shifted since the beginning? And even within this past year, they have shifted so much. But in the beginning, I was just opening to open and have fun, and that's kind of what I reverted to after all of the change throughout the years. So I've been back in a hobby for around, I think it's 5 years now, 4 years since the pandemic. So 2020, yeah, about 4 or 5 years. And when I first got back in a hobby, I was going to these big box retailers and cracking open pretty much whatever I can find, and I was having a bunch of fun, but the knowledge wasn't really there, and I didn't really do too much research on what I was buying, so I was definitely overpaying. So when I created this YouTube channel, I wanted to give as much knowledge as I can to my audience so that you guys don't overpay and you guys know exactly when the right time to buy is. And that's why I go over those, I guess they're investing style videos where I tell you guys a certain set is down like 30% or whatever. Those are just videos to inform you guys that these are the right time to purchase, singles or a sealed booster box, because I know that this hobby is really expensive and I want you guys to be scooping up this stuff at the lowest price possible and to not make the mistakes that I made when I first got back into the hobby. Then as this channel began to grow, I started learning more about the investment space and just the importance of keeping some products sealed. As you guys can see back there, I've definitely collected and had some sealed product, but I always just collected one product just to, have it displayed back there. But I never really thought of investing and putting money away into really sought after booster boxes or sealed product, whatever I could find that I thought was going to be a good investment for the long term, 10, 20 years. Not anything that I thought I was going to make a significant amount of money or make me rich, but just something that I could park my money into so I don't have to worry about it later on. I am a huge fan of the stock market, and I'm in crypto. I watch hours of crypto videos daily. I nerd out about the charts. Once I saw that there was this cool investment space, I was like, I think I need to do a little bit more research about this area, and then maybe I can, give my 2 cents of what I think is going to be investable. And fast forward 5 years, I'm still doing that. I'm still making mistakes. It's the same thing in crypto or in stocks. You believe in a project and then the team doesn't really deliver. The same thing with a booster box where you really believe in the singles and then it doesn't do that well. And but that's the fun of investing and collecting. But to me, I really like that part of the investment market. It's kind of like gambling where we don't really know what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. Not only do I collect sealed product for my investments and for my collection, but I do want to keep some later on so I can open 10, 20 years down the line, maybe for YouTube or to open up one with my kids in the future. YouTube, if YouTube still exists and if you guys are not completely bored of me by then. And who knows what new ideas I'll have for this next year and new collection goals I'll have for the next year for my YouTube space and for my collection and investing goals. Pokemon seems to constantly be changing, and for me, I like to roll with the punches. And we're gonna get into one of my first points of how to roll with the punches, especially in this hobby because it's so expensive. Pokemon cards are not cheap. I remember when I was a kid, I would maybe get a booster pack a month. So one of my first major changes that I've made in my recent collection and investing goals, and that's to completely get rid of the ETBs. I have a few ETBs down there that are sealed behind me that I either like as a collection piece, like to display. I think they look good in the background. Those are great. But as far as like the long-term investments, there's some, you know, the Pokemon Center ETBs are always going to do well, but they just take up a lot of space. They're heavy. I don't really care for them too much. I was always down to crack open those things to get the promos to try to grade in a 10, because I know a lot of these ETB promos, they just come bent and warped. I'll leave another ETB, or I'll leave my latest ETB opening video right around here, and you guys can see just the bend of these cards, because they're just being thrown around in those boxes. But I'm trying to stay far away from them. And actually, I'm just trying to stay far away from products that just have so much junk, you know, for us non-players. Like, how many if I'm a player, how many sets of dice do I need, and how many sets of sleeves do I really need? You know, it just kind of seems like a big waste over there in English. I know Japanese has its own products and its own, you know, ETB style products, you know, big plastic boxes that, you know, that also take up a bunch of space and comes with a ton of garbage. But for me, I just don't really like, you know, it just doesn't really feel that good to just open up tons of ETBs and then you just recycle the, you know, the tins, all that stuff. I'm good with that. I'm just gonna collect purely booster boxes, because it's the easiest way to just get the packs and get what I actually want, and with little mess and cardboard and plastic. For some reason, just that stuff just really bothers me, and it doesn't feel good to just have a bunch of tins that I'm just gonna throw in the recycle bin after. It just seems like Pokemon, well, to me, it's like, I know people worked really hard to create those products, and I'm just over here just, but that's for another story. So now that I'm thinking about it, not only am I not collecting ETBs, but the tins too. The tins are just a complete waste. I guess they're okay if you're getting them for a present for a little kid. You know, little kids love tins. I give these tins to my friends' kids all the time, and you know, they stuff whatever crap in there. They're rocks and sand. And I remember as a kid having was a Jolteon tin, and it was the Jolteon was so scratched up. It was just, it was full metal exposed, and I think I had all my plastic these little Pokemon toys that would just stuff in there, and it had sand and rocks in there. There was a nasty dead dragonfly in there as well at one point, and you know, little kid stuff. So the second biggest change to my collection goals, and even change for this channel, and that's just me switching almost completely over to the Asian language. I've opened some English products. I think the last English product I opened was Paldean Fates. That was cool. I bought a couple 3-pack blisters. I had a bunch of fun. They're fine, you know. I still am going to collect the 3-pack blisters. I have a box that's just filled with 3-pack blisters because I like the way they look when they're displayed. But as far as like booster boxes in English, I'm kind of good. Pokemon has recently just completely nuked the pull rates and made it damn near impossible to pull those big cards. It kind of feels like we're back into the Sword and Shield era as far as chasing those top alt arts, which some people like it, some people don't. I personally don't want to sit down to open a box for you guys and you guys just see me strike out and strike out and strike out. It's just, it doesn't make for a good video, and it doesn't make me feel like I got my money's worth. It actually just feels like gambling. At that point, I could just go to the casino and potentially double my money. So switching over to Japanese in particular, I was opening Korean. Korean was fun. Doesn't have guaranteed pull rates. It's dirt cheap. Completely fun to open. I didn't have my best luck with Korean, but it's over with the Japanese Pokemon cards. You're guaranteed at least 3 ARs, one of those pink cards, the A-Spec cards, and then you get sometimes you get, you know, a full art or something like that. I've been getting really lucky with Japanese booster boxes. I have another Night Wonder to open up for you guys this week. But yeah, I think that we need to completely take advantage of the Japanese market right now and how cheap these booster boxes are. If you're lucky enough to have TikTok in your area, you guys know about all the crazy deals. I scoop up booster boxes in Japanese for around $40 almost every week. It's too easy. It's very readily available, and it seems like there's plenty of this stuff to go around. So definitely don't waste these opportunities. If you're an investor as well, just scoop up all these booster boxes while you can in the Scarlet and Violet era. I always wanted to collect the Japanese cards when I was a kid. I remember trading like an entire common binder. I mean, you remember when you're a kid, when you're a kid, the commons, you know, they meant so much to you because they were just an art of one of your favorite Pokemon. So I remember I traded like 10 commons or 20 common cards from my binder. I put them all in my binder. I was like that kid, and traded for like a Japanese Squirtle, just a common from base set. And I thought I, had one of the rarest cards ever just because it was Japanese. So when I got back into the Sword and Shield era, I started looking at Japanese booster boxes, and I started to go look further back into Sun and Moon to see if I could scoop up some of those, since I missed that era. I was trying to go back and, relearn history. And it sucked because I was pretty much priced out. Japanese at this point was pretty poppin', and in Sword and Shield era, it was really poppin'. I was not going to pay $100, $90 to $100 for a booster box when I know how many cards are in there. And I understand that there was guaranteed pull rates, just like there is now. But to me, it just felt like a little bit out of my price range where I can, get a English booster box for $100 and get 36 packs. But I was still new to the hobby, and I didn't really understand the value exchange from different languages. And you guys gotta remember, the waifu craze was alive and well, so this definitely brought up the value for a lot of those booster boxes. And the main reason why I switched over to these Asian languages is because it's just been cheaper, and like I said, you get more bang for your buck. I've said this in multiple videos, probably the past like 5 videos. Asian languages, you just get a way better deal. The nice part about English is that if you get a EX card that's playable, or a double that's very playable, you can go to your local LGS and trade it in for a card you actually want, or a AR card, or what are they called, SIRs or whatever, the lower character rares or whatever. You could trade those into your local game store, so that's cool. The only bad thing about Japanese and Korean bulk is I just have it everywhere. If you guys know where I can, donate this or put it online for a donation, let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm definitely not done opening English. It's just right now I'm just priced out. It just seems like everyone hopped back onto the English train, and Japanese and Korean are now, Korean's been cheap, but Japanese has been super cheap, and I'm having fun. I'm going to ride the wave, and I highly encourage you guys to ride these waves as well. Pokemon constantly changes. Sometimes English is going to be hot, sometimes Japanese is going to be hot. Things don't stay the same in this hobby, I've noticed, for very long. And I've also realized that you got to collect this stuff while you can. There's so many cards that I look at every single day, singles, where I'm just like, oh, I remember when that card was a $20 card, and now it's 50, or now it's 55, and I'm not going to pick that up at 55 because I know what it was and how much it's worth to me in my head. If I find it, around half of that price, $40, $30, sure, it might come back down. But if not, it's fine. It's just a single. And that's how my collection brain has kind of shifted as well. And who knows what the future can hold. I always wanted to dive a little bit more into PSA graded slabs. I have a few graded slabs, and I'm not really a stickler when it comes to like 9s and 10s. I will gladly pick up 4, 5s, and 6s for vintage, and I know those numbers or those grades don't really exist in modern, but I don't really mind picking up a lower grade to save a few bucks here and there. I don't need that 10. It doesn't bother me that I have 5s and 6s in my collection, but to each your own. Maybe I'll go into the PSA graded slabs. Maybe I'll check out that avenue. Maybe I'll dive more into singles and focus more on my binder. Who knows? Maybe I won't open any sealed anymore. The world may never know. Pokemon's gonna change. My collection goals are gonna change. But all I do know is that I'm excited to share all this stuff with you guys in the upcoming years. And I also just want to say thanks for coming with me on this Pokemon journey and sticking with me regardless of all of my changes. So now I'm gonna turn this video to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below, how has your guys' collections goals changed? Have they changed? Is there something that you've noticed in my collection goals that bothered you or that maybe shifted your thoughts in a positive way? Let me know that or anything, like I said, in the comment section down below. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a fresh new video.